friends, and welcome to this edition of Off Base. It's your girl, LG Red, Lauren Gardner, alongside Xavier Scruggs. X, here we are, week 4. We're a month into the season, and we're going to get into this in a second. The NL is dominating, but I am rocking a shirt for the team that's doing pretty well on the AL.
I swear, you got so many different apparels with different teams on it.
I do.
I'm a little jealous.
My fandom's for sale.
Like
this is Pro Standard sent this over.
Old school Rangers type of vibe to it. I like that.
I mean, we had All-Star in Arlington last summer, so I was just channeling my inner cow person.
And I had my cowboy hat out there, too.
You did. You were looking good
thing.
at the draft. You were, like, in full character.
It makes me think I have to bring something to Atlanta this time. I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
I know you'll have some ideas for me. So.
I will, because I won't be there. I will be delivering our first child. So as we add another member to the team, I'll need to live vicariously through you. We just talked about what's going on with the National League and how good they have been, especially when you take a look at various power rankings around Major League Baseball. That leads us to moving the needle. Let's go ahead and talk about what's happened with the Cubs. Yeah. They just swept a 2-game set from LA at Wrigley this week in a pair of high-scoring one-run games. By the way, X, they also took 2 or 3 from the Dodgers and LA last week. The Cubs have scored a combined 38 runs in their last 4 games against the Dodgers. How good is this team, and how much of a surprise are they this season?
I'm glad you brought this up, because this is where I wanted to go exactly when we started this thing, because the Cubs are a team that we need to take seriously. And it looks like because of the offensive side of things, right? I look at, they lost Justin Steele, but what they've done from an offensive standpoint, I don't know if anybody expected that. Even after saying we're going all in, bringing in Kyle Tucker. Right, I think the statement was made early this offseason, right?
Great point. Well, that's what Jed Hoyer was saying. I was listening to an interview with him, and he's like, probably not get Juan Soto, but we have to be in on a big-time free agent.
And I'm looking at, that's probably the next best, biggest one,
He's going to be huge.
Right?
He's going to be huge. Great trade. Yeah, it all makes sense.
I think it'll be a question whether or not they can extend him, but I'm looking at the pieces now around him, too. Seiya Suzuki's been great. Nico Horner's been great. You've seen Dansby Swanson swing the bat better. Pete Crow Armstrong looking like a young, impactful.
For real.
But he's doing all around the field, too. And I think that's what's special is we knew defensively he was going to be fine. But when you can impact the game now with the bat, with the legs on the bases, defensively as well, I think the Cubs have different elements of ways to beat you.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you saw the same thing, but from a Dodgers perspective, like, they're not flawless, right?
No. And, I mean, I think we all kind of caught that bug going into the season that the Dodgers are going to be even stronger than they were last season. So we're just like, they're going to be unbeatable. How many games are they going to win? Could it be 116 or even higher? We may have set our sights a little too high. So we're proving the Dodgers are actually mortal. And the Cubs, I mean, if you want to talk about a measuring stick, those 2 series were important.
Yes, and I think Craig Counsell also mentioned it too. Like, he almost seemed like he tempered his own expectations, like, hey, it's the beginning of the season.
Great point.
We know we're playing good baseball against good teams, but it has to be something consistent for a long period of time. And I think that's what I'm going to try to really notice while watching the Cubs. Is this something that they can do consistently? Because pitching is going to be a big part of it, right?
Yes,
like, they're going to need the depth in the starting pitching as well as the bullpen. Everything's been pretty good so far. But missing a Justin Steele is a big piece. They will get Javier Assad here pretty soon as well. That should help. But Imanaga, after what we saw last year, he can carry them a long way as well. So
yes, he can.
From a pitching side, more of my concern is there. But offensively, if they're able to keep up scoring 6-7 runs a game, like, you're talking about one of the better teams in the National League, not just the Central.
38 combined runs against the Dodgers over 4 games. Yeah, that's offense. PCA, I'm convinced it's the dye job. Just
His
throw
hair?
that out there. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. Okay, speaking of teams that had an amazing week, the Mets swept the Phillies and swept their 7-game homestand this week. Their 12-1 start at home is the best in franchise history. We know we work with a lot of Mets fans, including our esteemed researcher, Mark Sales, who is he's pretty happy, to say the least.
He should be happy.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
this looks like a different team.
Expecting. Is it Alonso? Is he the straw? Stirs this Mets streak?
I think Lindor is still the straw. Like, if we had to put a straw on it, I think that's part of the thing. It's like we put so much emphasis on Soto, right? And both off seasons of Soto and Alonso.
You're right.
Right? And then it's like, okay, well, don't forget about me. Lindor started 0 for 12. You're thinking, okay, maybe another slow start. Nah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
And he just started hitting balls in the second deck.
He's just like, don't forget about me, guys. I don't think
Walk-offs
he
and
cares.
leadoff home runs.
Do you think he cares if he gets the shine? Like, he's been great. I think all he cares about is that record
I
and
think
where they are in the
yes,
standings.
and I think that's what makes him different than a lot of other players. Is
Yeah.
he cares so much about just winning, and I don't think he cares so much about is this shine on me, right?
Crosstown rival, they have a captain. Do you think the Mets would ever consider
I
crowning
think-
Lindor the captain?
Maybe it doesn't need to
I
be
just
something
threw this
to where-
out there in the moment.
No,
so
because I'm
this
thinking
might
now
be a
Mets fans are like,
controversial
we don't
take.
want to do the same thing that the
That's
Yankees
true.
are doing,
That's
right?
true.
But what I will
Don't
say
want to
is,
zig when they zag.
how impressive has it been, this starting staff, that we didn't necessarily expect to have this type of success? Like,
Without Minaya or Montas, too.
that's what I'm saying.
It's unreal.
The fact that you're one of the best in ERA from a starting pitching standpoint, and going out there and being able to keep your team close in games, that makes it easier for the offensive side. It's like, okay, we can come back if we need
Yes.
to. We're going to be in the game. We don't need to stress. I think the starting staff needs to be given some serious props to.
Yeah, they need their flowers. And is that not the key in the postseason? So if you're looking at
Preach.
longevity, here we go. Break out the crystal ball. So we were talking about how strong the National League actually is. We really haven't brought up any AL teams, and kind of for good reason, because they're ranking. And again, I said the power rankings, if you look
Yeah.
at each and every one, it's almost like anywhere between, depending on which one you look at, 6 and 8 teams are all National League teams. So we're gonna do a little exercise. Are you ready for this? How many NL teams would you take against the field in the AL? You just want me to rattle them off?
Give me what you got.
We'll start with the Mets, since we were just talking about them.
Okay, the Mets.
Against the field.
Hey, yeah, I
Maybe
will
starting with Detroit or, I guess, the Yankees at this point. They're just like the two best AL
I am
teams.
thinking Yankees. It's hard for me to think Detroit right now from an AL standpoint.
Yeah.
They have been playing well, but just over a long period of haul, I'm thinking Yankees off the top, maybe Texas as well. I still like the Astros, but the Yankees would be at the top. And Cleveland. Cleveland, too.
Oh, yeah, Cleveland's looking really strong.
But, yeah, I think I would take the Mets over all of them.
Wow. Okay. What about San Diego, Fernando
San
Tatis
Diego,
Jr.
yes.
rounding into his prime? You're going to have a nice breakdown on him a little bit later in the show.
Yes.
Yes, without a doubt. No
Yes.
hesitation. Okay. And obviously their pitching is looking outstanding. We're going to stay in the NL West because this division is ridiculous. Logan Webb, you have new leadership. Buster Posey, apparently this new era is going pretty well. Would you San Francisco over the field?
I don't think I would take San Francisco over the field. I know they're playing well enough right now.
They got dudes.
Yes, they do. And Adames hasn't even started hitting either. I know he's going to come at some point.
We'll get to that later, too. I think he's going to have a breakout.
I
game.
just still I don't want to discount what the Yankees can do. Like, I still
Yeah.
think they're a team that's better than the Giants.
What about the dreaded LA Dodgers?
No,
We are not going to talk about Game 5. Have you seen the
Yes.
troll bumper sticker that's actually like
No.
the score line? It's the box score.
Oh, no.
It's so bad.
The
It's
World
such a
Series.
control
Oh, my
job in Game
goodness.
5.
That is, I mean, all the memes that have happened from Game 5, it
So
doesn't
bad.
stop.
I jinxed him in our text thread. You know, Errol Epstein
Yeah,
was
you did.
is a colleague of ours, and I was like, "You guys did it! I'm so happy for you." And then it all unraveled, and her follow-up text was, "Remember when you jinxed the Yankees?" Sorry, Ariel.
I'm sure
I
you're
still
not
feel
the
bad
only one
about
that
that
jinxed
one.
them.
No, probably not. So LA, you will take them
I'll take LA over the American League field, yes.
because
it's
Dodgers.
the Dodgers, yeah.
That's all you need to know. We were just talking about the Cubs.
The Cubs. See, this is where there's a lot of factors in play because the Cubs have been playing great. I don't know if I can say the Cubs are better than every American League team. I don't know if I could say that right now.
It's tough. Like I guess it's like, let's go ahead and couch it by saying, if the postseason began today and the teams were playing as they are.
No, I'm gonna put some respect on the Yankees' name because I need to see more from the Cubs. Like we started our conversation, from a starting rotation standpoint, I will need to see more from them.
Okay, I like that.
Great offense, scoring 6-7 runs a game. It's only been 3 weeks, a month into the season. I need more consistency from starting pitching. And the same could probably be said about the Yankees. Same could be said about their closer situation.
Yeah, that's very true.
Same could be said about needing more around Aaron Judge, but also think about this is a team that was in the World Series. So I'm going to put some respect on that name.
Yeah, and you were talking about
And
the
Cubs
closer
weren't even in the
situation.
playoffs last year. So I could jump off and be like, yo, the Cubs are amazing this year, but I also am a former player, so I know how long this season is. It's a long-ass season. You know how I say that.
You do. And you're right. 162. That's nothing to balk at. The Diamondbacks, led by MVP candidate Corbin Carroll.
You hit me with some teams. And
I do.
Some tough
I mean, but look at
decisions.
this. Like, if you're just
What do
going
you think?
through.
Let me ask you about the D-backs. Are
I
they better than
mean,
every American
They
league?
have
Would
a
you-
real ace in Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll, but Corbin
yeah.
Burns. They also have
He's
Corbin
an
Carroll.
ace, too.
They have
He might
Corbin
as well be
squared.
an
So
ace.
yeah, the combination of Corbin squared. God. If you're looking at the record and you're looking at the competition they faced this season, I would not, because again, I think there are some strong contenders in the American League. As much as I love the Diamondbacks and I love their run in 2023, and it was so fun to cover them, I see them going deep and making a push. But no,
You can't
I
put
think
them
pushing
over?
back, the sample size is too small.
I think I could. I think I like them. I
Wow.
ultimately like them better than the Cubs.
Stop.
And I think they can be better than every American League
Why?
team, too, because of the starting pitching.
Yeah.
And because right now, Ketel Marte's not even playing right now.
It's true.
Corbin Carroll's playing out of his mind. They have three dudes. I know Zach Gallen's got to be better, but when you have Gallen, when you have Burns, and when you have Merrill Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez throwing well, they're going to be tough, too.
We have Brandon Pfaadt, too. That's like
Yeah, young buck.
Not a little baby
doing his
anymore.
thing.
His little red cheeks.
He's still
So
a young
cute.
buck.
He is a young buck. Well, this team used to be a group of young bucks. The Phillies daycare no longer. I guess they're in Phillies like middle school. The Phillies.
they need to
We've
step
known what
it
they
up,
have
though.
been since 2022. But what's going on? Would you take them against
Their
the
pitching
field?
hasn't been.
No.
This is
We'll
a,
talk about Nolan in a
They
minute,
should be
too.
better.
Yeah.
And the superstars haven't quite been themselves yet.
Yeah.
I'll still take the Phillies over the American League. They're so talented. Like it's one
They
of those
really
teams
are.
you know they're gonna get it done.
On paper, like they'll turn it on. Maybe they'll do the opposite of what they did last season. Remember, like last season, all first
Yes,
half were
I
like
know.
the Phillies are going to win the World Series. The Phillies are like the World Series favorites, essentially, and then kind of like dropped off a little
Right,
bit
that
there
can
in the
happen.
second half. So
That
maybe
can happen.
they'll turn it
I
around.
love
But
the
it feels like
Jesus
this is a
Luzardo
team that
ad.
could turn it on. By the way, remember I was referring to that bumper sticker you haven't seen?
Yeah.
Our amazing crew in the control room found it. Take a
Did
look
they
at
find
that.
it? Oh,
I don't
there
know if you
it
can see
is.
it. It's such a good troll job. I remember, like, I was behind one of the cars in the Northeast. I was
That's
like,
messed
what
up.
brave Dodgers fan had the
I've
guts
seen
to
people
put
have
that
that at the
on around
stadium
here?
too.
Wow. It's pretty
And
funny.
when the Yankees go to LA here at the end of May, oh, you
This is
know
going to be
it's gonna
good.
be.
You'll be there, right? Pre-game with Apple TV. All right, when we come back, we're talking about El Nino. Fernando Tatis is back and better than ever. Is he the most dynamic player in the game? Well, X is going to break him down when we come back.
Now Fernando with 2 outs and nobody on. Tatis gets a breaking ball, hits it in the air deep to center field. Myers is back at the wall. This one gonna go! Fernando again! A go-ahead solo shot with 2 outs in the 7th inning. And the Padres lead it 3-2. He is homered for the 2nd consecutive night, and he has scored all 3 Padre runs here today.
There goes that man again.
Yes, our favorite segment, a little bit of extra credit. Some of the best breakdowns in all of sports, in my opinion. Not to pump your tires, but they're really fantastic.
Appreciate you.
We're about to pump Fernando Tatis Jr.'s tires, and deservedly so. Off to an incredible start this season, X, hitting over 300, OPS over 1,000. What is the key to his hot start?
Well, let's see it. Let's get straight to the
I love
extra
it. Get
credit
to the tape,
footage.
yeah.
A lot of adjustments have already been made. First of all, it's a first basically normal beginning of the season for him. He's had so many issues go on in the past as far as Korea last year. You think about he missed games previously with the PED stuff, but now the adjustment has been, last year he had more of this leg kick, right? High, a lot of moving parts. He can still swing the bat well. We know that. Finish with one hand as well. But he has now simplified things this year. And as a hitter, we're always trying to figure out how to simplify things to be more consistent, to make the same move. And I want to show you what he's simplified, those 2 things that we're talking about. One is there's no more leg kick rising that high. It's almost, hey, let's just put this foot down, almost like a little toe tap. But I want to get the foot down early, and I'm going to finish with 2 hands on the bat this time. And that's been something you've seen more consistently. And one of the reasons why is because I can recognize the baseball earlier. Check out 2024 versus 2025. I'm seeing the ball, not a lot of moving parts on the right side, and then I'm able to get through it with two hands, which allows myself to stay through the bat path, and I'm able to drive more pitches. Even see the same spot when the pitcher's delivering. One in the leg, in the air in 2024, 2025, he's already got the toe down.
He seems so committed in 2024. Like,
Yes.
you have to make a decision so much earlier.
Exactly. And a lot of times, as a hitter, your eyes are moving too when your legs are moving like that. So when there's a lot of moving parts, everything has to be right on time. And now you see the bombs against breaking balls. And that's something that he's already done a great job of. It previously in his career, wasn't a great breaking ball hitter that drove him out. And now he's doing that with consistency. So to simplify the at-bat, and now don't forget about the defense. I wanted to show the defensive side because since 2023, he's been the right fielder with the most defensive runs saved. And he had to learn the position just a couple of years ago. That was something.
He was great at short, right? Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
So you think about all of those factors that come along into his game, making him one of the most impactful players, but still making the proper adjustments with the mental capacity. Okay, I know I'm good, but I want to be great. And that's something that he talked to his father about too, is like, how do I be great
I love that.
at this? And got to be more consistent.
He's committing to the craft, and I love that. He's quieted his swing. He's been fine with moving to right. And, I mean, the plays in right are unbelievable. So the question is, and this is tough because I know there's Shohei Ohtani in the mix, so I would almost say besides Shohei Ohtani, is Fernando Tatis the most dynamic player in the game?
I think he is. I think he is. And I think part of the reasoning, part of the reason why I say that is because you don't make position changes that easily and become the best right fielder in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. While still producing at the plate.
So even though Mookie Betts did it, he's pretty dynamic.
Amazing, but at his his age right now, I would say it's him. I'm thinking dynamic. Okay, a player I can move wherever in the field that's still gonna do serious damage. Like I put Ellie in that same conversation, right?
Ellie's
like
there.
There's a lot of guys there, but
O'Neal Cruz
to go out there and do
it,
to go out there and do it and be the best at it,
and to do it with swag. I mean, they're all doing it with swag, but
you're right.
There's something
and you
different.
know about swag. Look at you.
I mean, obviously.
Swag.
Just throwing it out there. They call me Swaggy LG. That's exactly what the new nickname is.
Who calls you that?
Nobody. I do. Maybe it'll catch on. Speaking of swag, do you think these guys can get it back in the month of May? We're going to preview a little It's Gonna Be May. Please tell me you know that reference.
It's gonna be May.
Thank you. Okay, this one is for the millennials. And if you're not familiar with this saying, it's gonna be
May.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not going to sing on this podcast. I'm going to do everyone
a
favor.
It's gonna be May.
I mean, NSYNC fans, all my NSYNC fans, I need to hear from you on social because It's Gonna Be May is one of my favorite segments of all time. Let's go ahead and get into who's going to have a better May. Because April, some people are really happy just to turn the page.
It's a little cold in April.
Yeah, it is. So we're going to start with Willie Adames. It's cold, right? Yeah, Bay Area. We know how cold it can get year-round, especially in the month of April. Signed the largest contract in Giants history, 7 years, $182 million, passing the man who signed him, and Buster Posey. He's going to turn it around, though. In his career, March, April have always been his weakest hitting month, with just .220. Moving on to Carlos Correa. Twins need him. Obviously, he's dealt with injuries last season. He just had 135 at home this year, been freezing in Minnesota, as we know. So he's going to turn it around. The Twins are in fourth in the AL Central, but things could turn around here. And, of course, Aaron Nola. All this talk about the Phillies coming into their own. Nola's lost each of his first 5 starts, but not to be remiss, each of the last 4 seasons, April has been his lowest velocity month, and then it has steadily increased. I know since about 2016, he's thrown, I think, the second most pitches in baseball. But I think instead of saying he has too many miles, I think this means he knows exactly how to ramp it up. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
I like you thinking about the positive side
I like
of
that.
things.
So Adames, Correa, Nola, all poised to have big Mays.
I like
That's it. That's all we're going to get.
I like Nola a lot, too. I'll hit you with mine now.
Okay.
I think first I got to start with Tristan Cassis. This is a kid that he's already started to heat up, too. But I think what I've seen in him is having some better at bats, and I'm always watching what guys are doing at the plate and if they're starting to see the baseball better. And he's been doing that for me. I think another guy, when I look at Toronto, Santander is notoriously a slow starter. So this is a player I know he's going to bring it. 44
in a new
homers.
environment, yeah.
Yes. So maybe it's a little bit of pressure, new environment, new teammates, still learning the lay of the land there, but 44 homers last year, he's bringing them. Dylan Cease is my next one. Hasn't gotten off to a great start.
Sorry, dad jokes. I'm going to be mom.
Around like that 6 ERA right now for the first month, but he's been so much better, notoriously, in the month of April. And then
it's his walk
finished
year.
4th in Cy Young last year. He'll be just fine.
Yeah, and he has the incentive. He's going to be a free agent, right?
Yeah, he's
you
good.
Turn it on. And he's on, arguably, the best team in baseball.
Which I think takes some of that pressure off, too,
yeah,
right?
That's very true.
And we know he's going to vie for the Cy Young
It's a long season. People just have to get ramped up. So
Yeah.
everybody, if you're freaking out about your teams, if you're freaking out about your favorite players, just calm down.
Yes.
It is a long season.
But we like to do that, right?
I know.
Early on, we get hyped all the time.
I know. Small sample size theater. It's fun. Thanks for joining us on Off Base. You can check us out MLB.tv, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast.
Everywhere.
And of course, MLB Network Sunday
Come through.
at 11. For X, I'm LG Swag. Is that
LG Swag.
That's sick. I don't know.